Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you are one of my lovely returning viewers, and if you're new, you are very welcome, and I'm so glad that you've come to join me. This week we're going to be doing this look that you see here using the It's Only Magic palette by VE Cosmetics. We're going to be chatting, as we do, about well-being and how to look after yourself in these trying times, and I'm just going to be throwing a big spade load of makeup on my face. So if that sounds like something that you could possibly be interested in, then just keep on watching. Right, so as you can see, base is on. I'm wearing my lovely NYX Blooming Punch in the Face blush and some eyeshadow for contour. I'm going to use my Barry M waterproof eyeliner because it is amazing and brilliant and lasts forever. And if I have to stop and have a slurp of tea every now and again, it's because I'm very thirsty today. And I'm drinking, what's it called? It's by, you get it in Holland and Barrett, and it's called something like Bright Good Morning Tea. And it's absolutely lovely. I do drink a lot of flavoured teas. I don't really drink tea anymore, but flavoured teas I drink a lot of, mostly in the evenings and the afternoons, and obviously in the morning. Tons of coffee. Gallons, shed loads of very strong coffee. Right, so I will take a little bit of my Cut Crease canvas by Revolution. Here it is. And I will put a tiny little bit on each eyelid and just pat it in with my finger. So we're going to be, as I said in the introduction, we're going to be just using the It's Only Magic palette by VE Cosmetics, because I haven't really used it very much for any looks, and I thought, well, why not give people a chance to see a palette that not everybody on YouTube uses all the time. So I'll just show it to you. So it looks like this. It's very nice, and these are the colours. Lovely. And I think what we'll do is, I've got some brushes here. I'm going to start off with my Revolution 103 and put some Invoke, which is a dark purple, just here, like so. And I thought I might as well do both eyes at the same time, because if you've been with me for a while, you'll know that I just have the most appalling track record with symmetry. It might be my eye shape, it might be, well, it might be anything, to be fair. It might be the fact that one eye is a bit more hooded than the other. Could be anything. So I'm just going to put that there. I mean, we all have asymmetrical faces. They do say that if you've got a perfectly symmetrical face, it makes you perfectly beautiful, but who knows. I am breaking out some new brushes today. These are Jessop's, and this is a 228 Luxe Crease brush. I've been saving these, and apparently today is the occasion for which I have been saving them. So I'm just going round the edge like this. And what I really wanted to talk to you today about was looking after yourself and making sure that during these difficult and trying times you're taking enough care of your personal and mental well-being, because it can be difficult if you're not going out, or even if you are going out, it can be quite difficult. I went down the town today and it was fine in the shops because you had to queue to get in, so you know there weren't that many people in the shops. But wandering about on the street, not so good. People just sort of like gaily taking up the whole pavement and making you push past and that sort of thing. I'm going in with Manon, which is a nice red, and I'm just going to put it here, and I will be doing a cut crease, so it doesn't matter how messy it is lower down. I'm just going to put the red here to sort of meld into the purple, and then take the purple brush and blend it a bit at the edge. Yeah, so what was I saying? Oh yes, mental and physical, of course, well-being at this time is something you've really got to take a lot of care about. And I went to a webinar with my work the other day, all about how being in nature can really help with well-being. And if I go down too low, just shout and I'll put my head up. I was out with a lovely friend of mine the other day. I'm sure she won't mind if I tell you this. Well, if she does, it's too late now. And we went for a run, and she was saying how stressed she is at her work, etc., etc. And I said, well, let's just do something that I found out about on this nature-based well-being webinar, and it's all about taking a moment in nature. I'm just going to go in with another colour, which is the orange colour called Sarah, and I'm just going to put it here like this to sort of blend the red. Yes, so you take a moment, and it could be anywhere. It could be, as we did it, on the beach. It could be in the woods, or in a field, or in a park. It could even be looking out the window if you're not lucky enough to be close to any actual, what you might think of as nature. And the thing to do is just to take maybe a minute, maybe two. I'm just using another new Jessop brush, Jessop 231 Luxe Putty Crease, just to blend the edges. And yes, as I say, might just even be looking out the window if you can see some sunshine or some rain or some trees. Oh, that's an interesting thing. Patients in hospital who have a view of trees as opposed to patients who have a view of a brick wall, they did a study and they actually get better faster. Who knew? Just going to have a sip of tea. Yes, so looking out the window or being outside, I'm now going to go in with High School, which is a yellow colour. And you take a minute, maybe 2 minutes. I mean, it's not very long in the great scheme of things, is it? If you think about how many minutes you spend on your phone, or how many minutes you spend at work, and you think, well, I'm just going to take a minute or 2 minutes just to spend some time looking after myself. And what you do is you listen. So you might hear some birds or some water. If you're outside, you feel your feet on the ground. If you're lucky enough to be able to stand barefoot, if you've got a garden, for example, you can feel the grass or some sand or a woodland floor, or whatever you're standing on, you feel it. Or if you can't, then you just feel your feet and you imagine what the ground is feeling like through your shoes. And you smell, if you're outside, can you smell any grass or any trees or any flowers? Or can you smell the sea? Can you smell the sewage works? Can you smell, what is it? And what can you hear? Can you hear the birds? Can you hear the water? Can you hear the traffic? Can you hear the wind? Can you hear the rain? And you just take a minute to spend some time thinking about the natural, apart from the traffic obviously, sounds and smells and all the things that are around you, and just take that time to think about it and breathe. And I'm just going in with a green colour called Conjure, just to put it there. And it gives you a moment just to spend some time thinking about how important you are in the great scheme of your life. Because no one else can live your life except you. I mean, other people often think they can, but they can't. And if you can take just a little minute just to spend, maybe you've got a cat or a dog, or some people have got snakes or geckos or spiders or birds or fish, and you just spend a minute really looking at that animal. Maybe you're close to a farm and you can go and look at a sheep or a cow or a horse. Maybe you're not. Maybe you can look at a bee outside. Maybe you can't. Maybe you can look at a pigeon if you're in a city, and just look at that animal and just think, that's a whole live thing that I'm sharing the planet with. How amazing is that? And if you are lucky enough to have some animal that lives with you, just think how lucky and amazing it is that you've got the chance to look after and nurture that other little being that depends on you so much. Cut crease, I said, didn't I? So let's put this down. I'm just going to go around the edge again. I quite like this orange. I know it's not very sort of dark and mysterious orange, but it is quite useful for taking you places that your eyeshadow may not have been before. And it always gets talked about, orange. If you wear orange, people will be, oh, that's bold, or did you mean to do that, or you know what people are like. Anyway, so we just wipe that on my tea towel, do a bit more blending around the edges. So the idea here is that we get a sort of like a rainbow eye, but a little bit gentler, a little bit more, I hesitate to use the word natural because clearly it's one of the most unnatural looks you could possibly have, but there's no, I don't think it shouts too much. I think it's just nice and it's taking some colour, throwing it on, hoping for the best. So I'm just going to put my cut crease canvas on, so do bear with. And then while that's drying, I'll just do a bit of a wing. And today I'm going to have it. Where am I going to put that there? I'm going to have a go on the old Lottie London stamp liners. There is a pointed end as well as a starry or heart or whatever the pattern is that you're having end. So I'm just going to see what that's like. Oh, it's nice, look, nice and black. Right, and the other reason I brought this out today was because we're going to have some stars to go with the magical theme. And sometimes with these, this is why you have the other end of it, you need to fill them in. There we go. My wings even? No, of course not. Ridiculous assumption. There we go. So yes, so I put some stars on, and I've got here an LA Splash glitter liner, and I'm just going to put a tiny bit of glitter in each star. It's so tiny you might not even be able to see it, but when the light catches it, you will. And it saves you having to mess about with gems and glue and that sort of thing. Which obviously I don't mind doing. But we don't want this video to take hours and hours and hours. Right, so the other thing that I did get from VE Cosmetics is a little single in a colour called Sulphur, and in order to make it really pop, there's a blue in the palette called Nancy, and I have somewhere prepared it, there it is, prepared it earlier, got a small Jessop 237 detail shader brush, which I will use to put the blue on the cut crease first, just sort of stamping it on. And then here is the blue sulphur colour. I will then take that, get a good amount of it on the brush. It is a bit fallouty, so you do have to be a bit careful. It's a real dark, glittery, soft. It's, well, not glittery, but it's shiny, very shiny. It's got a brightness to it, even though it's such a dark blue. I'm just going to see if it comes up any shinier with a bit of priming water. Not really. And then I am going a bit overboard here, but why not? To blend the purple in with the edge of that blue, I've got a bit of purple Lottie London eye foil, which is in the shade Sellout. So I'm just going to put that along the edge there, along the edge there, and then find my purple brush and blend it in there like that, and then take the blue brush again and blend the edge of the blue over it. So it's not really that much of a line anymore, it's just an idea of shine. Okay, so I'm going to take this LA Splash glitter liner again. It's difficult to do this. I watch people do this all the time and it looks really easy. And then finally, at last, I will put a bit of something in the inner corner, and the bit of something is a shade called Spell from the palette. And I'll just go in, take some on a small brush and just, yeah, that looks a bit better. What was I going to say? Oh yes, well-being. Some people say that self-care is easy to do, but it's not. Caring about yourself is one of the most difficult things that you can possibly do. And so I will put some mascara on. I will put some lashes on, and I will come back and we will do a lip together. Okay, lashes are on. They are by a company called Bose Beauty, and this is in the style All Eyes on Me. Very nice customer service, I must say, by this company, Bose Beauty. There they are. So I did in fact go ahead and put some glitter on as well, you might notice, while I was doing my lashes. And this is the Pick and Glitz Glitter Pot by Barry M. I used a green one on my springtime face, and I thought, while my lashes were getting tacky, why waste time not putting glitter on when I could do the opposite, in fact, and I rather like it. For lips, we're going for KVD Vegan Beauty Everlasting Liquid Lipstick in the shade Nosferatu, because to me red is my equivalent of a nude lip, really. And that does sound a bit weird, but what I actually mean by that is it doesn't really take away from the eyes, and I am actually pretty pleased with this eye look. It's one of those ones where you start off and you think, not sure what's going to happen here, and then as you go along it gets more and more interesting, more and more stuff gets applied. I'll just show you how it looks. And I think this was a case where more actually was more. Yeah, very happy with that. So VE Cosmetics was the brand. It's Only Magic is the palette, and it's all based around a lovely film called The Craft, which you may or may not know. Not the new one that's just been made recently, of course. The one was made a couple of years ago. Right, so I will bow out now and come back to tell you about what's coming next week. And there you have it. That's the final look. I hope you enjoyed it. Next week we have had some requests for another goth DIY, so next week I hope to be doing one of those for you. And in the meantime, don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure you take care of each other, and make sure you do take a bit of time and take care of yourself. And of course, as ever, thank you for watching. Stay strange, everybody. Bye for now.